Awami League as a political party and Indian agencies have been actively involved in the Pilkhana massacre.
What makes you this aggressive?
Gave their lives for the nation, opened their chest for the red and green flags. So once you are in charge of the past, you can genuinely plan for the future. If you're not in charge of the past, you are simply doomed to be part of somebody else's narrative.
And one of the viewers said, why are you so angry on Bangladesh Army?
That every single citizen between the age of 16 to 25 or 30 have to have 2 years military training. I've been saying it for the last 4 or 5 years.
Welcome to another episode of Election Conversations. I am Junaid Rabbani, and in this special series, I sit down with the people that are shaping the next political chapter of Bangladesh. My guest today has become a prominent voice, and at times, polarizing too. Post 5th August, he's one of the most watched political persons on social media and news channel. My guest today is Barrister Asaduzzaman Fuad, General Secretary of Amar Bangladesh, or AB Party. Barrister Fuad, great to have you here.
Thank you, Bhai.
You're known for aggravating the establishment, challenging the long-standing narratives, and criticizing the regional power. Most people would think twice before taking such a stand so strongly and so publicly. What makes you this bold? And if I bring the reference of Amitabh Bachchan, during the 1970s, he used to do a lot of movies reflecting an angry young man. So taking that reference into account, what makes you this aggressive?
Well, I think when you talk about reforms, reform means you have to talk something against the status quo, something that needs to be undo, which has been going on for many decades and years. And that also creates an aspiration for change, and at the same time, anger and frustration too, especially for us going through a certain years into politics in Bangladesh during the student life, and then in England, seeing things, how it works when it comes to governance, when it comes to statecraft. That creates a lot of frustration and aspiration too. So I would say that it's a deep-rooted aspiration for change and bringing the nation into some sense that something is profoundly wrong in this country. Something is profoundly not at all in place that needs to be addressed. And sadly, it has to be done by the established political parties, long-standing career politicians for decades. Sadly, they didn't bother to do it, or perhaps managed to go by the establishment, not to upset them, because that might ruin their own political career at some point. So I thought, well, I don't care about whether I become an MP or minister in any time, any given time in the future. But what I would like to see a generation changed into a sense, a common sense, that's how the state should look like. That's how the nation should look like. That's how the institutions, all institutions should look like. So, and that also give me the space to talk about the past, to challenge the narratives. Because once you look into how the narratives have been built up for decades, 6, 7 decades of our past, without dissecting those pasts, those faulty, assertive narratives, you cannot build your future. So once you are in charge of the past, you can genuinely plan for the future. If you're not in charge of the past, you are simply doomed to be part of somebody else's narrative. So that's why when I talk about the reform and the statecraft, building the nation, reconstructing the narrative, I have to, for sure, look into the past, dissect the narratives and historical dates and figures and the ratios and the contributions and the credit scoring and the registration of 1971 business, only to bring about a nation for the future. There is no way without looking into the past you can make a vision for the future.
So you have brought aggression into what you want to convey to people. And to my knowledge, no institution and no topic has been left untouched. And this brings me to a very sensitive topic, which is Bangladesh Army, which is a matter of pride for us and across the country. And I've seen that in the US, UK, even in our neighboring country, India. People are sensitive and respectful towards the army. They glorify the army with many movies. You, on the other hand, have used some harsh words, strong words against our military. We asked some of our viewers that what they would like us to ask you in one of our teaser videos. And one of the viewers said, "Why are you so angry on Bangladesh Army? Do you regret it? Do you want to offer words of reconciliation for those within the army?"
No, I do not regret. I just stand by what I said, because it doesn't mean that as an institution that they needs to be abolished, or we just need to be leave them beyond criticism. I think when we talk about the statecraft, what does it mean? What does it mean to become a state? State means a combination of institutions. Our civil bureaucracy, our military bureaucracy, our law enforcement agencies, our intelligence agencies, our local administration, our public service bodies. These are the wholesale combination of a state. Now, once I say that I need to reform the state, I need a new political settlement, I need to reorganize the state in line with public service, pro-people institutions. What does it mean? I want them to work for the people. I do not want them to shoot at their chest only because they dissent to the fascist regime. Now look at the day before yesterday, last day of November. The Pilkhana Massacre Commission report has been submitted. And see what happened in 2009 February. Military chief, then military chief, with liaison of a foreign country, had orchestrated a massacre of our armed forces and BDR, the border guards of the country.